Good evening and welcome back into the WNK channel. I am George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here for Weather Now Kentucky. Of course, as you're coming through, make sure you're saying hello. Also, make sure you let me know what you're seeing in your area, as the radar has been a little bit off today, mainly because a lot of the radars locally have been undergoing some maintenance and updates. Of course, as always, we'll give it about 60 seconds before we start going into the information. We want to allow folks to have a chance to fill on in before we start getting too deep into what to expect. Audrey, Gunny Boy over on YouTube. Hello, my friends. Getting icy in Owensboro. Thank you for the update there, Mr. Gunner. Ivy, hello, over there on Facebook. Ivy, if you wouldn't mind, after the video, can you please message us? I meant to talk to you about something, and I wanted to reach out. Courtney, hello, how are you doing? Hello again. Our street's covered again today. Cars lightly dusty. Yeah, it's barely been snowing here in Radcliffe locally, but everything that's falling is quickly sticking. Of course, as you're coming in, I want to hopefully we can see those shares go up. Tap that share button at the bottom portion of your screen. Get this video onto your news feed. Some of your friends and family can view it as well. We give you the information. We hope that you help us by helping us to share it and spread it around. So thank you so much for your help with that. Amanda's getting us started right. DJ, hello, my friend. June, Lauren, thank you all for sharing the video. I appreciate that. Oh, don't be anxious about it. It's a good thing. Kim, hello. Thank you very much. Ashley, hello. How are you doing? I am feeling a little bit better. Right now, I got just more of a scratchiness going off my throat. I think it's trying to make its way out, which is a good thing, but the ending process is not fun. It's not fun at all. Anna, hello from Radcliffe on YouTube. Patricia, hello from Butler County on YouTube. Once the shares go over 50, we'll get started on everything. That's kind of like my measuring stick on when it's a good time to get started. Usually when the share number hits about 50, it's about time to get started. Then surely, I mean, there's 500 people in here, so surely that'll get there. You sound so much better. Thank you so much, Megan. I feel like I'm probably about 70% right now. Yes, Ivy, it is. Missy, thank you for getting us started with the 20 stars. Dana, Amanda, Uncle T, thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate that. Kimberly, Amy, hello. Thank you guys for sharing the video. Let's give it about 20 more seconds. I'm still seeing a lot of the numbers go up, and I want to make sure everyone gets the information as fluidly as possible. So thank you all for hanging on with us and being patient here with us. The flu's going around. My oldest has it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have the flu or anything. I think it was just the cold because I didn't have a fever, chills, or nothing like that. But, man, the energy was way down there for a few days. Part of it was, we had a couple long days of forecasting. I think I did 12 hours on Friday, 16 on Saturday, 16 again on Sunday. I think it was 12 on Monday, 12 on Tuesday. I chilled out for a little bit yesterday, and then, today we're right back at it. Anna says 4 knocks close tomorrow. I can't see the rest of your comment there. It's kind of blocked. Okay. I think we're doing good there. The shares have gone up. Thank you guys so much for your help with that. We only ask for the shares. Really, obviously, it helps us. But secondly, it gets our information out to as many folks as possible. So thank you guys a lot for your help with there. Glenn, thank you for your 99 stars. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get things rolling, shall we? So first thing I want to start with is what we're currently looking at for our advisories and warnings. We do have a winter storm warning out for southeastern Kentucky. Seems like they're always getting that out there. And then for every other single county in the state, it's a winter weather advisory. And I agree with this. They probably could have dropped western Kentucky from it, but there is a good chance that it might overachieve out there a little bit as well. So thank you for your 50 stars, Catherine. I appreciate that. So winter weather advisory is ongoing for pretty much everyone in the state. And those, I believe, are through lunchtime tomorrow. Actually, it goes all the way to 7 p.m. tomorrow. That seems quite a bit excessive, but hey, they do what they want out there. Overall, let's go ahead and look at the radar real quick, actually. It was something I want to point out to you. This should be full screen. Something I want to point out to you is we're dealing with two pieces of energy here. I don't have my marker on, but just follow my cursor here. So this is our southern front. It actually brought up a little bit of a warm nose. As you can see, the radar is trying to indicate some freezing rain and mixed precipitation down there towards southeastern Kentucky. And then we have the Clipper system up here to the north, but something that we're noticing over the last, what do you want to call it? Mike, what were we talking about? 90 minutes? Mike, Neil, Michael, Bo, Cherie, all of us are in a chat, obviously. And something we've noticed over the last 90 minutes is the branch from the northern side is beginning to extend a lot faster than what the model data indicated. I'm going to tell you guys flat out, the model data has handled this absolutely terribly. It really has. The warm nose never really came up quite as far as it indicated. It also handled the last system terribly as well. But something we're noticing is I'm actually going to put this in motion for you. Make sure you can see it. Okay, what I want you to focus on, what everyone's eyes should be focused on right now, and I do have a snowfall map and stuff ready for you guys as well, so I know a lot of you are asking about that. We do have that ready as well. Let's get through the details and stuff first. I want to say one more time real quickly, as for those of you that might have missed it because you're coming in here pretty late, I am George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here for WNK. Thank you for trusting us and giving us your support. If you wouldn't mind tapping the share button at the bottom portion of your screen, share this stream out so your friends and family can view it as well. I would appreciate that. I'm sure they would appreciate that too. So what I want everyone to focus on is this Southern Illinois area. Watch how it goes from nothing. So this is actually valid for 3 hours ago. There's nothing ongoing there. You just have the gap. You have some mixed preset, mostly snow, by the way. Most of the reports that we're seeing today are snow and sleet. We've had a little bit of freezing rain reports, especially more toward Bowling Green and that south central portion of the state, kind of what we talked about the last 24 hours. But mostly snow and sleet so far, which is a good thing. I think we can all handle snow and sleet. When you're talking about freezing rain and freezing drizzle, you're talking about a lot more slick conditions. But what I want you to focus on your eyes, look towards St. Louis over here. And as I put this into motion, I'm going to slowly drag this. I want you to see how it's just gaining steam and gaining steam and gaining steam. And eventually, it's connecting. So what we're actually watching in real time is a phase of the two systems beginning to occur a lot sooner than what the model data indicated. And we had a feeling about this about 6 hours ago, given the fact of the winds above our heads being a lot more south than what models indicated. Now, what we need to watch over the next 90 minutes is to see if this does connect the phase or if this fizzles back out and waits for its more northern friend out here to get down. And if that is the case, then everyone in Kentucky misses out on snow except for eastern side. But I don't think that's the case because we're already seeing this be allowed to survive and advance. I mean, once again, I'll put it in motion for you. Look towards St. Louis. Nothing there at 5:15 p.m. And then as I put this into motion more closer toward our time frame now, you can see it's really beginning to grow out there. So what we're seeing is the moisture from that northern clipper being sent down to, or I'm sorry, the cold air from that northern clipper being sent down toward the southern side, the moisture from the southern side being wrapped around and sent back up toward the northern side and creating a phase. When that occurs, it should be allowed for snowfall to start to occur in the western Kentucky portion of the area, let's say toward Owensboro, Masonville, Madisonville, and then throughout the late night hours, the overnight hours, and going into Friday morning and well toward Friday lunch, what we're going to start seeing occurring is more snowfall showers happening. So right now, I think our forecast is still right on par with what we're expecting to see. The new model data that's coming in is still really on par with what we're expecting to see as well. So let's talk about that model data real quick. I want to show you real quickly. George, can you stop the snow from coming, please? I am a snow lover at heart. There's no way, even if I had the chance, I would stop that. I want to take a real quick second and thank everyone for all the stars that you're sending and all the shares that you're doing on the video and all the hearts that are coming across the screen and likes. Thank you guys a lot for your support there. So we have several different models to choose from here. Before we get into that, though, I wanted to take a quick note of the temperatures. Everyone's back to below freezing. We all kind of flirted with the 32 to 33 degree line this afternoon. Everyone is back below freezing, so this is going to be likely all snow or sleet. And anything that falls is going to be sticking upon contact, because you got to remember, even though we're in the upper 20s and lower 30s here, which would allow for some melting to occur, possibly, even though it's unlikely, our surface, our ground, our roads, everything in between is still well below freezing. So anything that falls, I believe Bowling Green, I might have to see if I can pull up the video from Mike, our forecasting partner. There's already a very nice glaze going on down there. I'm sorry, guys. You gotta bear with me. I'm still getting over this cold a little bit. So what I'm going to show you is the rapid refresh model. And the reason I'm going to show you this model is I feel like all day it's handled it the best. I still think there's a lot more wiggle room to occur, but it's handled it the best. And you can see it. It's even caught the Southern Illinois branch that we talked about. Even though it has a lot smaller, it has still caught on to it, which I think is a good sign that this model kind of has an idea of what to expect. Now, unfortunately, on this model, it does not have a local view, so I'm not going to be able to have any nameplates for you, but I'll give you some context real quick. So where my cursor is now is Louisville. Where my cursor is now is E-Town. Where my cursor is now is about the Lexington area. Where my cursor is now is the Somerset area. Where my cursor is now is the Bowling Green area and Paducah. And then let's just throw one more in there for Owensboro, just so you can have some context. If you know about where you're at in conjunction to those cities, you'll probably have a good idea of where you fall on this map. So this is actually valid for right now. It has snow showers, light snow showers ongoing for central Kentucky, moderate snow showers ongoing for eastern Kentucky, and then about a mix down here on the Kentucky-Tennessee border. When we pull up the radar, you can see it's okay, unless there is something happening down here toward Bowling Green, Edmonton, Tompkinsville that someone can report upon for us. It's not really showing anything there, so it might be missing that part. But overall, it's got a pretty consistent look with what is actually happening. More moderate snow out eastern Kentucky, lighter snow out central Kentucky, the southern branch of the northern branch, and then the low pressure sent out here toward the Appalachian Mountain. So overall, it's got a pretty good idea here. So let's roll this on forward. Over the next couple of hours, it does have it start to expand as the phase starting to occur. More moderate snow showers ongoing now toward the Louisville area, going up toward Shelbyville and Frankfort. More moderate snow showers happening back toward Somerset, going toward, what is this area here? Sometimes I have to remind myself. Berea, there we go. Sometimes I have to remind myself for some reason. That eastern portion of the area. And then it kind of has a break a little bit. Well, actually, now it's filling it in a little bit more. So each run, it's filling in a little bit more. But what I want you to notice is it does have a couple of dry slots in here. And this has been a pretty common theme. What we've tried to do with our forecast is to account for these dry slots. And you'll see that here in a few moments. But this has been a pretty common theme here to have a couple of dry notches in between the actual phases and moisture, big moisture pockets. As I push this on forward, so this is actually valid for 10 p.m. Now this is valid for 11 p.m. You can start to squeeze off to its east a little bit. And then a secondary wave of light snow showers goes from basically, let's call that 5 a.m. Tomorrow morning, and then going out toward, let's say, the 10 a.m. period. And now that winter weather advisory goes all the way to 7 p.m. So maybe the National Weather Service is seeing something that I'm not, which is possible, which is that they might be seeing lingering snow showers occurring. But one thing that we do want to note to you, though, is that even though this model is handling it best, if you notice, it has the branches up here towards southern Indiana, central Illinois, and then central Kentucky, eastern Kentucky. It completely leaves western Kentucky out of it. But when I pull up the radar, you can see it's trying to extend it. This is live radar. This is not model. It's trying to extend that branch down toward western Kentucky. So I'm not going to completely rule western Kentucky out. That's why we have the brief chance of a dusting there. But overall, it's handling it pretty well. Our main focus over the next 90 minutes is going to be looking at how exactly this southern branch interacts with this warm branch down here. And if they begin to phase a little bit better, what we are noticing as well, I want to point out to you, is when I pull this back, this is again valid for 5:15. You can see the snow showers are mainly remain in about the same areas. And then it pushed off east, but as it's pushing off, it's still trying to backbuild and backbuild and backbuild. I can tell you in Radcliffe, for the last hour and a half or so, it's been a really steady, although light snowfall. It's been pretty steady, so it's still continuing to try and backbuild. The reason for that is we're actually pretty humid. Or I'm sorry, not humid. Yeah, we'll call it humid. There's a more technical term for it, but I'm not going to get into all that. Nearly everyone in the state is at a 90% or higher humidity level, which is what you want to see if you're talking about is there enough moisture for it to be able to occur. One thing I do want to make clear to you is that we do have an Arctic front smashing into this moist environment. So I really would not be surprised if we do see a little bit higher snowfall totals than what we're talking about. Because again, when you're talking about an Arctic front coming into an area like we explained, last week for the last system, you're talking about a type of air that does not like moisture. It'll act like if you're doing dishes and you have a sponge in your hand, you want to get the water out of the sponge. Your hand is the Arctic front. The sponge is the warm, moist air that your hand's going to squeeze it all out. And that's what the Arctic front's going to want to do as well. We've tried to account for that a little bit as well. Models don't do a great job handling that. They never have. They probably won't for a long time until we get a little bit more advanced on technology. But that's kind of where we're at for now. Our snowfall forecast, by the way, guys, hasn't really changed. So we're still kind of sticking with the same thing. Minor freezing rain accumulation up to about 1/10 of an inch. And that's come to fruition. I think the freezing rain threat, as we head a little bit deeper into the night, really drops off, guys. Thankfully, the freezing rain didn't really become a major factor because the warm nose that we talked about didn't travel quite as far north. as we discussed. It only made it to about Nashville, and it may have touched Bowling Green for like an hour, and then it just really retreated, went back into its shell. Overall, 1 to 3 inches is the general theme. Slightly higher totals out there toward Eastern Kentucky because, as you guys saw, they have a little bit more time in the snow shield. So for places like Moorhead to Ashland, Pikeville, Harlan, Somerset, Danville, Lexington, I feel pretty good about that 2 to 5 inch zone there. 1 to 3 inches from Florence to Louisville, on the outskirts of Louisville. Downtown Louisville, I think you're going to be still sitting at a dusting. But the outskirts of Louisville, more toward like the PRP areas, going over toward, let's say, Okolona, and then up toward the Hurstbourne areas. Those are in the Highlands as well. That's more of your 1 to 3 inch zone. The Elizabethtown area, 1 to 3 inches. Elizabethtown, I believe, is already at an inch. So we've already verified there. I believe this entire spot along the parkways is at about an inch or more because it's just been snowing almost nonstop for the last 2 or 3 hours. Y'all have gotten pretty lucky down there if you're snow lovers. A deformation band actually occurred and pretty much just set along the Western Kentucky Parkway, just a little bit north of it, and just set there for hours, it seems like. Litchfield, I have you kind of in the 1 to 3 inch area, but also close to the dusting area. Campbellsville in the 1 to 3 inch area as well. Our friends on the Monticello, the 1 to 3 inch area as well. Bowling Green, Hopkinsville, Madisonville, Owensboro, and Paducah, all in the dusting area. Up to a dusting, really, because, again, it all is going to depend upon if that shortwave gets going. I do think you will see some snow action, just kind of given the overall look here that we're seeing. I do think you will get some type of snow action. I'm just not quite sure how much. I don't think it's going to be very, very much unless it just overperforms. And then the very bottom portion of Kentucky, that southwestern side, I don't think you see anything at all. Maybe a few flurries. Now, this is our preset map expected by tomorrow afternoon. So, if you don't hit it within the next 2 hours, please don't message me, George, you were wrong, again, yada, 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 whatever that the trolls like to do. This is our expectation by tomorrow night. So, this is an evolving system. It's going to have hours and hours of light snow, kind of like what we saw with the last event. So, overall, I do think that this is our expectation by tomorrow night, and I also feel like this is pretty on par. If I were to show you, so if you look at this map right here, and you look at where the purple and the zones are set up and whatnot, and I show you the rapid refresh expectation, you can see. Now, I made this map, I believe, 6 hours ago, and you can see it's pretty similar to the new model data that's coming in. So I think we're on par with what to expect here. I will say the one thing that can enhance totals a little bit is if these two waves start to fill in a lot faster. That's just yet to be seen on that aspect of things. I am going to get to your questions, but first I'm going to take care of some business real quick, if you don't mind. And I'll give you some quick messages from our sponsors. Let's start with Right Implement. I need to mute theirs. They have a copyright audio I've got to tell them about, but actually, they have 15 locations throughout southern Indiana and Kentucky. You can stock up on your snow equipment, winter apparel. Also, get ready for the spring with new equipment they have on sale there. So make sure you're checking out Right Implement. They answer a ton of questions. I love those folks out there. Not even if they were business partners, I just love shopping with them because they have just phenomenal customer service. And I feel like we're getting to a part in the world where customer service is becoming a little bit down on the priority level. But Right Implement, along with Box Drop Bardstown, the customer service is phenomenal. Mattresses are great. I just stuttered so hard right there. They're going to kill me. But 30 to 80% off of retail prices from Box Drop Bardstown. Get you a nice mattress. They're all adjustable bases. They have adjustable bases, I should say. Also, if you purchase a mattress with them, you get a free pillow when you mention WNK. So we always love free things. And you already get a discounted price. And they're phenomenal local people. You can't go wrong with that. 502-233-1283. Our last one being Romp Festival. It returns to June 26th to 29th, 2024. One of the most legendary bluegrass festivals that there is. And of course, Owensboro is the home of that. Make sure you go visit rompfest.com. I hear Dierks Bentley is going to be headlining a show there this summer. Most important thing with them, they don't only have fun for adults, they also have fun for kids too. So the kids can have something to do while you're enjoying yourself. Just phenomenal people there. I love all of our partners and thank them so much for everything they've done because they give me the ability to be here with you guys unwaveringly. So thank you. Quick shout out to them. Hopefully we can see some hearts in the chat for them. Also, when you're considering going shopping or going to events or stuff, make sure you're considering our partners because, again, they give us the ability to be here for you all. Thank you so much. Going through stars real quick. Rebecca, thank you for your 20 stars. Kayla, thank you for 145. And Kayla with another 99 stars as well. Got a piece of hair in my eye. Oh, my goodness. Ivy with 45 stars. Thank you so much for y'all being the best weather team out there. Thank you, Ivy. I appreciate you. Jordan with the 50 stars. Thank you. Tamara with 100. Lisa with 20 stars as well. Catherine with her 50 before. Thank you so much. Glenn with 99 stars. Thank you. And I think Missy got us started with the 20 stars there. So thank you guys all for all of your stars. I appreciate that a lot. Oh, my goodness. I got a piece of hair in my eye or something. I want to say real quickly, thank you to everyone in the chat for sharing the video and liking the video. I appreciate both you all on YouTube and Facebook. And, oh, that's the same comment as earlier. Refresh my YouTube chat. Sometimes it doesn't want to load. Okay. I'm going to get some of your questions now, but again, as always, I'm not going to answer about every single small town in Kentucky because that's going to get really repetitive real fast. All of our forecast information is obviously in this video. We've made 3, I think, very detailed posts today. This is also our second broadcast of the day as well. So we have several hours of information that you can look through. Thoughts on roads 3:30 to 4 a.m. I think Cali, I think they're going to be a mess. I think they're going to be a mess no matter where you're at. That's basically the time period of the snow really starts to get going, at least on the lighter side of things. You're talking about that. You're talking about temperatures crashing down to the mid to lower 20s. You're talking about, I think, Brian not being able to work very well just because of the rain that we saw for a lot of folks today to begin things with. Now, I do think salt crews can get out there, but it's all about the timing of which they get out there and whatnot. You're talking about pre-dawn hours as well. That's just a messy time frame. I would probably avoid that if I were you. Chris, thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend. Oh, something changed. I got to tune in. Not a massive change, but again, we are kind of focusing on that southern Indiana, southern Illinois area to see how that little wave reacts as it enters our area. It can do one or two things, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. It can absolutely blossom and create a higher chance for snowfall, or it can kind of stay moderate and go with our forecast. So we'll just have to watch it over the next, let's say, 60 to 90 minutes and get an idea of what to expect. I shared with my mom twice to make her watch. I love that. And by the way, for a lot of you Facebook folks, I know that maybe some of you don't know, we're also on YouTube as well. So if you don't ever want to hold your phone while we're talking, or I know maybe you can cast it up, but there's a lot of people have smart TVs now. You can go to the YouTube app, subscribe to us on there. It just throws up on your TV if you like. I know a lot of people like to do that because, and I do that as well. Quite frankly, when I eat dinner and stuff anymore, we don't really, Brianna and I hardly watch any regular TV. We'll just find our favorite YouTubers and throw them up there. Kelsey with the 20 stars says Clarksville, Tennessee. I don't really cover down there because I'm not as familiar with the geography and topography. But you're in Clarksville. I think you're pretty much done for now. Now, again, don't take that 100% because I haven't looked at your area too much. But I think you're pretty much done down there just because you're a little bit too far south of the actual second wave to interact with things. So whatever you have now is probably about what you're going to end up with. Oh my gosh, guys, there's something in my eye that is not wanting to get out. Keep our people working in this. Keep our people working in this in your thoughts, whether you are salting the roads or a first responder. Oh yeah, awesome stuff. Greg, I couldn't agree with that comment even more. And that's why I also tell people to stay home. We don't care if you know how to drive through it. You know, everyone thinks people care. No one does. I just want people to stay off the roads to give people a little more space to work. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a video of people getting in the way of a plow truck or a salt truck or wrecks happening because of it. The more you stay off the road in the early onset of things, the more that they have space to work with, the more that they can get accomplished, the faster we can all get back on the road. So that's where I come from. Thoughts on school closures, Mecca? I believe a lot of them are already closing, and for those that haven't, probably will soon. Again, I don't think this is an impressive snowfall, like when you're talking about on the scale of things, but we're talking about a little bit of ice with a little bit of snow, with a little bit of sleet, crashing temperatures, skies that are going to be opening up so temperatures can crash even further. Oh, and by the way, once that snow exits tomorrow, the winds are going to gust to about 25 to 35 mile per hour and create a really, really cold wind chill because we have an Arctic blast reinforcement occurring. Basically, Saturday morning, you might want to stay inside and just cover up in your heated blankets and stay in your robes or whatever it might be. Saturday morning is looking brutally cold. Robin with the 200 stars, thank you so much for your kindness and support. I think we've got more stars in the last 3 days than we have in the last 3 months, so thank you guys a lot. Jenna says, will you continue to post tonight? Absolutely. Is the sky blue, my friend? We're always going to be here for you. I mean, I've dealt with whatever illness we've had all week going through my house, my sister's house, my sister's husband's work. That's all just kind of circulated around here. It's either RSV or something else, and I've still been here 15 hours a day with you guys. Never going to stop unless I absolutely have to. I promise you that. We might not always be right, but the one thing you know you're going to get with us is that someone is always watching for you guys. Oh my gosh, I know. It has been cold. We went to a little personal news. We went and got a fridge last night. I'm not sure why we chose last night to do it, because when we went to go pick it up, we were stuck in between two bays, which creates like a tunnel, almost a draft period. And I don't know if Bo Phelps is in here, but he helped me pick it up yesterday. And my gosh, I have never been so cold in my life. I'm not kidding. Whatever we were in between was creating this draft of wind. It was sunset last night. If you were outside last night, you know it was brutally cold, and it was so windy. Robin says, miss Elizabethtown. I think Elizabethtown is. Let's go ahead. For those of you that did miss, let's go ahead and pull our forecast back up. I know there was a lot of late bloomers coming in here. This is our forecast. Nothing's really changed so far. 1 to 3 inches of snow. And again, look at the range, guys. Don't look at the top number. I know snow lovers can just look at the top number and be like, that's what we're going to get. But there's a reason we put a range in. 1 to 3 inches for Elizabethtown. I'm not really seeing any real ice threats for that area. And the reason I answer Elizabethtown is because it's quite literally the biggest city on our page. Oh, Rebecca, that sounds terrible. I hope you guys get better soon. At Rafferty's in E-Town? Tyra, I definitely will. I haven't been to Rafferty's in forever. There's so many places going into Elizabethtown and Arctic County lately. I love it. But on the flip hand, it almost makes me forget about some of the other places that are always just so great. If you would just message me and we'll get something set up. Robin, thank you for 100 stars. I appreciate that. Because I love, guys, if you guys have a local business or something that you guys just want us to be at, you don't have to really work with us, but if you want us to just come visit, we'll come visit. I always love meeting you guys. Every time I go to Walmart, I get stopped, and I love talk. People get nervous, and I just love meeting you guys, man. I just love meeting you guys because you all give me the ability to do what I do. You know what I mean? There's no W&K without you guys, and I think if more people focus on that in this industry, we'd have better results. No question. Just thank you for keeping us updated. I don't watch anyone else for weather updates. I appreciate your team and for your hard work. Thank you, Tamara. Yeah, it's not just a me thing either, guys. It's the entire team. Also great. Yeah, Ash, that's how it goes. So I did take a COVID test, just an at-home one, last night, and it came back negative pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I don't have an official diagnosis. Because I didn't go to the doctor. Because quite frankly, I feel like they just... Dude, are we getting to a point in the world where I feel like anytime we go to the doctor anymore, they just assume it's COVID? Or I'm not going down the road. I'm going to open up Pandora's box. No, never mind. Forget I said it. Tyra, yes, sir, we'll do I message you on here or on this page? Yeah, that's fine, Tyra. I'll read all the messages. It's been snowing lightly here in Mount Washington for the last 2 hours. Big flakes too, yeah. So we'll have a big flakes on the onset, and then they'll transition to more of the fine, smaller flakes. I love the Shoemates. Bryce and his wife Kim. They're phenomenal people. They're phenomenal people. Oh, exactly, Jessica. And then they just tell you to take the same thing that you already know to take. So half the time, unless it's something like I feel like I just don't know what it is, I just don't go. Like, I know RSV has been passed between my friend's work, and then we hung out the other day, and then he helped me pick up the fridge last night and stuff. So I'm pretty confident that's what it was. Now, again, I have no official diagnosis, but I've just been taking Mucinex, Robitussin. I've had the humidifier on. I've drunk more water in probably the last 4 days than I have in a while, which is sad to say, really. I should drink more water. Everyone should drink more water. But it's I feel like I'm on the mend now. I feel like we're on the mend now. Louisville being hit. Elizabeth, I think it slowly starts to evolve around that 10 to 11 p.m. time frame tonight. Here's your current radar. I should show you guys one more time as well. It does show that precipitation is starting to begin to move its way in. Again, as we've been sitting here as well, I want to show you the latest here on the scan. Let me go to put that as to full zoom. Let's go ahead and pull this on through. You see it's starting to connect those two pieces. Remember, your one piece up here, your second piece over here. It's starting to connect those two pieces. So what we're watching over the next 60 to 90 minutes is how they act when they interact and combine and phase. Will it shift a little bit more north? Will snow be allowed to survive down in central and western Kentucky? Will it only be allowed to survive in eastern Kentucky? So the next 90 minutes are a big time frame for us. What is the read on the radar? I just went through that, so hopefully you caught that, Karen. Elderberry is a good one. I've tried the hot toddy before. I haven't really done hasn't really done too much for me. New snow state resident. Do I measure the snow for depth in the grass or the driveway, or does it matter? Esmeralda, that's a great question. You should always measure the snow on a flat surface, not the grass. The grass isn't the best idea. You also don't want to do it on the ramp as well, or on your deck as well, because it's elevated. You want to get it on the surface. So for me, what I do is we have a flat sidewalk at the front of our house. It's a nice little walk, but I walk down there and I measure there. Unless I've seen people walk in it or I've seen people salt it, then I'll go measure somewhere else. You could also get, if you're really, really like wanting to be advanced with it, you can also get a very short table, get a snowboard and put it down and attach a measuring stick to it, and it'll just let it do its work for you. So you can just kind of go out there and peek at it and see what it looks like. But you don't want to go too high up, like off of a deck or something. You also don't want to go on the grass where the elevations can change quickly. You want to go on a very flat surface out on the bottom of the ground. Driveway is a solid sheet of ice and BG. Be careful out there, Leanne. Thank you for your update. Cayenne with, oh my gosh, I could never do that. How about Lexington? Loretta, I definitely think that 1 to 3, possibly 2 to 4 inches is possible there in Lexington of snow and sleet. Mainly snow, though. Again, snow possible until tomorrow morning throughout the entire overnight hours and the late night tonight going to tomorrow for lunch. Ice for Glasgow, please answer if you can. They have not called my son's school off, and I'm worried about sending him in. I think that Grayson County is looking at more of a snow threat, a light snow threat. I expect a dusting of snow at least in Grayson County by tomorrow morning. I'm not really seeing it very much of an ice threat anymore tonight, guys, just because, again, as we head deeper into the night, the more cold air moves in, the ice threat kind of goes away. It ups the snow and sleet threat. Meade County are going to be right on that line of a dusting. I think a dusting is probably the best expectation for you, perhaps up to an inch if you overachieve. All right, that's going to be it for us. I know a lot of you probably still have questions, but if you are just now tuning in, you'll be happy to know that this video will be available on both Facebook and YouTube for you to view at your convenience after it goes through its processing. That'll only take a few minutes. So a few minutes after I end this video, it should be ready for you to view. Also, we have, I think, 3 very detailed posts on our page. One more quick note real quickly. We're trying to really grow our presence on Twitter. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter at WeatherNowKY, at WeatherNowKY. We just passed 500, so we've unlocked a giveaway over there. So make sure you go get in on that, get a chance to get some money from us here at WNK. So help us out with that at WeatherNowKY over there. Of course, I will have a written post out tomorrow, or not tomorrow, I'm sorry, here in about an hour. If there are any updates, it'll be in that. If there are not any real changes, we'll just post a radar image and give you the latest information. Of course, we'll be here with you all night. I've already taken my little cat nap, so we'll be here with you guys all night long to make sure everything's going okay. But right now, I feel like our forecast is on point. If you need the information, though, again, you can watch the video back whenever it's done processing, or you can scroll our page and follow us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. It's all there as well, or subscribe to us on YouTube. Other than that, that is it for me. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Stay safe, Kentucky.